I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to like censorship is a good thing, and then at the same time, it kind of like does limit the artist. So it only brings a challenge. You feel me? It's
Yeah,
like you want to say something, but where you come from, you only brought up a certain way, so you want to express that. But then certain people look at it like, all right, he's talking too much about this, too much about that. They started judging the person a certain the other way. You feel me?
yeah.
So all that kind of like make it do a big play into like censorship. You feel me? Like if somebody else don't want to listen to this, he's gonna try to turn it down. You know what I mean? They're gonna tune out the artist, which the artist is trying to paint something completely different. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it has that little controversy going on with it.
I think it's good too. I want to pose this to everybody. I think it's important for you to identify who your audience is that you're speaking to. So, for an example, like with my YouTube channel, for an example, my YouTube channel is family friendly. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's something that I want. I don't want to be restricted to who can watch it. I want I have kids who watch my YouTube channel who I remember one time in a previous hangout, one of my students was like, "Man, I'm sorry I couldn't hang out with you because I lost my electronic privileges." Like I have a younger audience all the way up to people in their 30s and 40s. So I want to do my best to reach all those people, as many people as possible. But from a music perspective, I think it's important to know who your audience is, or know who the audience you're trying to reach, and then also understanding what outlets that you're trying to get your music on, understanding what type of audience they're trying to reach, and
Hmm.
that'll give you a better idea of what's a good fit for you as an artist. Because if you know let's say a hip hop channel that will put anything up, like anything goes, then that's pretty much like just wide open. You know, but another one that may be more conscious, one that may be more what we would call backpack hip hop, people who are more conscious, who are speaking about activism, who are speaking about the people, the culture, how to make our communities better, politics, whatever. Rappers are like modern day poets. Um, and we're being the voice for our community, just like NWA was. They're speaking about this police brutality that these people hadn't heard about, and they were like, we need to get this out there because this is important for us to make people aware of this issue. um there's power behind what we speak. You know what I'm saying? Even like with this whole Bill Cosby thing that happened, that all stemmed from a comedian being on stage and making jokes about previous stuff that happened with Cosby, and then all of a sudden all these other girls start coming out of nowhere and they just
Yep.
start piling up, and that was all because of, once again, free speech, speaking
Hmm.
about what he wanted to say. He had something he wanted to say, and then all that happened. You know, Another one recently is are you familiar with what's been going on with African Bambaataa?
No.
Are you familiar with the song Planet Rock or
I
Egyptian?
mean, I know the African Barbada, yeah, but I don't know much about the
Yeah.
planet Earth. Yeah.
Well, basically, he's what many would consider one of the founding fathers of hip hop, one of the first ones to really break through in the disco scene. And recently someone, I think it was a book that was released first. It was telling people that basically this guy had been molested by him allegedly when he was a
Hmm.
kid, and someone by the name of Star on YouTube posted it and wanted to share that message with people. And people didn't really know if it was just a guy just making up something just to get attention. But once, a lot of people didn't want to, give that article any light because he's such a public figure and people respect him so much because he's done so much for hip hop. A lot of people didn't want to touch it. But this one individual pretty much said, "Screw censorship for this particular. This is something that needs to get out. This is an issue that is plaguing our communities, and this is something we need to talk about, and we need to
Okay.
get this message out there." And once that happened, I'm talking about 20 plus other people came forth saying the same thing. different people. And these guys are older men now. These are guys like in their 40s and 50s and stuff like that. And a lot of this stuff happened to them when they were underage.
Mhm.
And once again, that's the beauty in a sense of having the freedom to speak. You know what I'm saying? To speak up about what's going on in your community and things like that, the where you can make a difference in your world. You know, and just like I
Yeah.
said earlier, that freedom of speech is like that butcher knife. You know, the butcher knife isn't bad. The freedom of speech isn't bad. It's really about what's your intent behind it. What are you trying to do?
Mhm.
You know?
So yeah, you're right though. You're right about that. It comes down to that. Freedom of speech. How people take that freedom of speech, how they interpret the freedom of speech. It could be the right way, it could be the wrong way. It could be that the artist painted in a different way, but the audience is going to hear it in another way, and that'll make them react differently towards the artist.
Yeah. Let's say, and it's kind of a double edged sword too, because it's like let's say for an example, you T Money, let's say you was a drop a track that's like where you was just going really racist on it. You was like, I hate white people. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand white people. And I hear that song and let's say I'm offended by it.
Uh huh.
But it's cool that I'm offended by it. I have every reason to be offended by it.
Right.
But at the same time, you have the right to say what you want to say. You know, that's your stance on it. And
Mhm.
if I try to take away your freedom to speak, that's also potentially taking away my freedom to speak. If I want to go to the White House, like I want y'all to limit this type of speech right here, all together, then they could put more restrictions on the speech, the Freedom of Speech Act or whatever. And so, though I may disagree with something, I may not like something, I have to respect for the fact that that's how you feel, and you have the right to express how you feel. But the thing is, I don't have to listen to you, right?
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
have I don't have to listen to you, and a lot of
Correct.
other people would feel the same way. Like if I see something on YouTube and I think it's just hot garbage, I don't even waste the time like hitting the dislike button. I just don't watch it no more.
He just changed it right away.
I just move on with my life. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
see offensive stuff on Facebook. I remember when this thing happened with the mass shooting in Florida recently.
Mhm.
I remember when that happened. Subconsciously, I just said to myself, Cole, stay off social media for just a few days because I already know it's just going to be ridiculous. And there's going to be a lot of just insensitive people on the internet, as people on the internet can be, because they don't feel like no one's going to hear what they're saying anyway. So they don't feel like there's really no consequences to what they're saying. Therefore, they can just be trolls. And I just
Mhm.
don't want to see none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to see all that negativity because I got stuff. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be productive with my day. I don't
Right.
want to be focused on
Right.
all that negativity. So I just subconsciously told myself, just stay off of there. I just don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But some people will go in like all day long, arguing back and forth. And
Yeah.
what was resolved because two people leave with the same opinions they came in with, and both of them leave thinking that they're the ones that are right and the other person's wrong in a lot of cases. You know, so I think it's a responsibility on us for what we say, and also a responsibility on us what we listen to and watch. It's
Yep.
like what you put in
All
your
right.
eyes, what you watch, and what you hear. It's kind of like nutrition. It's kind of like eating. You don't. Hopefully, if you just eat anything and you have no filter, then your health is probably going to suffer because of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you become more aware and conscious about what you're taking in and what is nutrition and what benefits you and what is providing you with the things that you need to progress and be healthy, then you can start being a lot more selective about what you eat.